Hi everyone, and welcome back. Today's video is one that I have been working on for quite some time, and I am super excited to finally be sharing it with you. This information will change your life. It's going to improve your relationship with your children, and it's going to help you foster emotional intelligence in both yourself and your child, and I really can't wait any longer. So let's dive right in. We're going to talk about time-ins and the importance of emotional intelligence. Before we get going, I wanted to let you know that this video is a partnership with Generation Mindful. Gen Mindful is an incredible company founded by Suzanne Tucker, a 27-year parent educator and mom of 4. She recognized that research and science continually point to the benefits of positive discipline strategies, but often parents struggle to implement these strategies into their everyday lives, especially when they are stressed. How do you respond in ways that model better behavior when you are in the eye of the storm with a toddler? In response to this struggle, Suzanne created a collection of evidence-based tools and toys that make connection a habit in homes and schools alike. These tools teach emotional intelligence and self-control through play and positive discipline. This is so important because a child's emotional intelligence level can actually predict their mental health status as adults. It will define their relationships both with themselves and with others. It's Suzanne's mission to transform a generation into emotionally healthy individuals, one heart, one home, one community at a time, and I feel honored to have this opportunity to share some of these strategies and tools with you today. So let's get started. So what is emotional intelligence and how will it benefit your child? The phrase emotional intelligence describes a child's ability to recognize their feelings, understand where those feelings come from, and respond to them in an appropriate way. Emotional intelligence encompasses a child's awareness, understanding, and ability to manage their feelings and emotional responses. It's important to build a foundation of EQ with your child, as research has demonstrated that higher EQ, rather than IQ, is a much greater predictor of a child's future success. In the long run, children with high EQ are more likely to exhibit self-control, model pro-social behaviors, and work towards achieving their long-term goals. In the immediate life with you at home, children with higher EQ will better tolerate limit setting and disappointment. They will respond better to stress. They develop stronger problem-solving skills, and they will have better interpersonal relationships, meaning better relationships with friends, siblings, and even with you, their loving parent. So what are some ways that we as parents can foster strong emotional intelligence in our children? First, realize that children are much more likely to do the things that you do, not the things that you say. Meaning that if you yourself are struggling with your own responses to emotions, your child is more likely to mimic your less than desirable behaviors. This sounds all doom and gloom, but actually it's amazing. It presents an amazing opportunity for you and your child to learn side by side. It also offers a great opportunity for healing. Many of us respond inappropriately to stresses because it's what we were taught as children ourselves. We carry triggers, shame, and blame from our own childhoods and then unconsciously dump that same weight onto our children via the same parenting techniques that we experience. If this is where you're at, I recommend you check out Generation Mindful's online parenting class. This is a 6-part parenting series, and a huge chunk of it is all about releasing those suppressed triggers that we all carry from our earlier experiences. It's incredible because when we release the guilt and shame that we are carrying with us when we try to discipline our kids, we are able to move from a place of I should, I wish, I could have, to I'm doing it and I'm doing it my way. It's such a healing process, and it may just be the boost you need to get out of a parenting funk. I'm also going to put a link for 2 free audiobooks in the description so you have a budget-friendly option if you want to learn more about attachment theory or peaceful parenting techniques. Now let's move on to time-ins. What are they and how do they work to turn misbehavior into learning opportunities? First of all, a time-in is not a timeout. It's not a naughty corner, it's not a place of shame, and it's not a place you go when you're bad. In fact, in order for this to work, it's important to let go of your previous conceptions of what discipline is. Discipline means teaching by example. It means if your child gets mad at their sibling for knocking over their tower and they respond by hitting them, you don't spank your child to teach them that hitting is wrong. You don't send them to be alone with their sadness in the corner with no way of working through what happened. You calmly but firmly ask them to go to their calming corner. And here's where the magic happens. Our calming corner is laid out like this. We have a cozy place to sit, a little table for doing desk work like coloring or working on a puzzle. We have a basket where each of my children have a little case with their calming tools, and we have a few other things like books, stuffed animals, and art supplies neatly accessible. We also have these really cool posters from Generation Mindful, and these have been invaluable for fostering communication. I start by setting a timer and giving my child 30 seconds or so to settle in. Then I come over and ask what happened, allowing my child to give their side of the story without interruption or judgment. moment. I then might say something like, "Wow, you were working hard on that tower. That must have been really frustrating when your brother knocked it over. How are you feeling right now?" Usually my child will respond with one of the red feelings from our poster, and I will echo back what they say. "You are feeling angry. It's okay to feel angry. You are in control of your feelings and you know what they are, but hitting is never okay, even when we're angry." Let's brainstorm some ways that can actually help with your anger. Would you like to pick something from our list or our basket? And then I allow my child to pick one or two things that they think will help them, and I give them time to work through the puzzle or coloring book on their own. And then I will ask, "Are you feeling better?" And I give them an opportunity to respond with yes, no, or a little bit. Then I will say a phrase or mantra that's become a commonplace in our home as of late. It goes like this: "It's okay to feel," and my daughter or son will say, "angry," but it's never okay to hit, bite, whatever the infraction may have been. If it was a serious offense like causing physical harm, we may take this opportunity to review our family rules, which I keep posted in the calming space so everyone is on the same page. Number one of those rules is that we never hurt another person with our words or actions. And then we might read a book like Hands Are Not for Hitting. Finally, we get up and we move on with our day. This whole process can be done in a matter of minutes, and it's usually not a power struggle because my kids like to do it. They enjoy practicing these skills, and they like taking charge of their bodies and their minds. I also wanted to note that it's not always so hands-on. My daughter knows the routine now, so for minor issues or moments when she just needs a reset, she'll often place herself in the time and space and just work through the steps on her own, calling out to me if she needs anything like a glass of water, a hug, etc. We also visit time-ins during times when we aren't experiencing a high-stress emotion. This space is a cozy part of our home, a great place to connect with my kids and chat about their feelings and experiences, to connect in a deeper way and work on their emotional well-being all at the same time. Once again, the point of discipline is not to shame or blame your child or label them as bad. It is to teach them a better way to respond in the future. If the whole goal is to stave off unwanted behaviors, we have to give our kids the tools for doing better. For my younger child, time-ins work in a simpler but similar way. My son is turning 2, so often if he's acting out, I might scoop him up and move to the time-in space for a reset. As I mentioned in my tantrum video, if he's experiencing a tantrum, I will pause and then give words to his experience. "You wanted the ball, but your sister had it. You wanted to go outside, but I said no." And then when he's calmer, "How did that make you feel?" Sometimes my son will point to the emotion pictures, and sometimes he'll just cry and release, but it's important that we go through these motions, that I acknowledge his feelings and show him that there is light at the end of the dark tunnel. I also use the same mantra as with my older child. It's awesome to feel excited. It's not okay to throw your plate of food across the kitchen. Let's clean up the mess, and then you can use your excitement for something fun, like jumping on your trampoline. Come on. This may sound all sunshine and rainbows, so I wanted to finish this up by saying that we are all human. I am, you are, the perfect parents next door are. We all have rough days and low points, and we do and say things that we regret. The point of all of this is to have a guide. So even when you're operating in fight or flight mode, when you are steaming mad, when you're ready to throw the towel in your life and your kids out the window, you have this simple plan of action. You can say to your kids, "Mom needs to take a moment," and you can go to the other room and take 10 deep breaths. Or you can send your child to a time-in, and you have a plan so you can make it long enough to calm down before you explode. You can activate your higher levels of thinking and pull yourself out of red brain mode, mastering your own emotional intelligence and modeling self-control all at the same time. We are all learning and we're all growing, and life is new to your kids. Parenting may be new to you. We all have a shared goal of raising kind and healthy humans, and I can assure you that this is a research-proven way to attain that goal and live a healthier, happier life. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know to make more like it in the future, and don't forget to share it with any other parents in your life. Be sure to check out Generation Mindful. I will link their website below, and I will see you all in the next one. Adios, everybody.